business leaders and aspiring innovators. Guided by the theme, Four Generations, One Network, Unlimited Possibilities, tonight marks the beginning of a powerful platform that brings together experience, innovation, and brotherhood. This forum is designed to foster meaningful connections, share entrepreneurial journeys, and inspire the next generation of business leaders within our community and beyond. On behalf of ROCOHA, I warmly welcome each and every one of you to this inaugural gathering. Before we proceed any further, may I invite everyone present here to stand for the college anthem. We shed our fathers from the blood that leads to man's escape. Thank you, gentlemen. Please be seated. To steer this evening ROCOHA Brotherhood of Entrepreneurs, we are privileged to have this gentleman, Mr. Janaka Kumar Singh of 1982 batch. Mr. Janaka Kumar Singh is a senior independent director of Valuable Finance PLC, director of Kentridge Private Limited, and past president of CIPM and Asia Pacific Federation of RM. A pioneer to introduce HR professional education in Sri Lanka and a visiting lecturer at University of Moratuwa, he has been awarded the CIPM gold medal for his outstanding contribution to the field of HRM. Gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our moderator for the evening, Mr. Janaka Kumar Singh. Now, let me introduce the distinguished panel who have generously agreed to share their journeys, experiences, successes, challenges, and lessons learned along the way. Mr. Kapila Dodamgoda from 1980 batch. Mr. Kapila is a regional director of ICMA ANZ and founder and managing director of the Academy of Finance Private Limited. An accomplished entrepreneur and finance professional, he has dedicated his career developing the next generation of business leaders. Then Mr. Nalaka Hettiarachi from 1989 batch. Mr. Nalaka is currently serving as the Chief Executive Officer of Delmage Forsyth and Company Limited Lifestyle Cluster Interior Decor, a seasoned corporate leader with extensive experience in business management, strategy, and organizational transformation, and he's also the president of ROCOHA. Then Mr. Damita Silva from 1997 batch. Mr. Damita Silva is a Vice President, Operations and Product Lifecycle Management at NDB Bank PLC. He is a leading specialist in banking and product innovation, known for driving customer-focused growth strategies and business development. Then Mr. Manuka Pawan from 1999 batch, founder and director of BTL 360 Degrees Private Limited and author of Asirimat Vyavasayakattaya, a respected entrepreneur and brand strategist recognized for building impactful brands and enabling sustainable business growth. Also, we also acknowledge the driving force behind this initiative, Mr. Buddhika Harichandra from 2004 batch. He is the co-founder and CEO of FAME Group, managing director of FAME Energy and MIT, and founding president of the Brotherhood of ROCOHA Entrepreneurs. A business diversification specialist who has successfully led the expansion of FAME Group across telecommunication, renewable, and IT sectors. Gentlemen, we have an outstanding panel before us this evening, representing a diverse range of industries to share their thoughts on focusing on entrepreneurship across generations, lessons, challenges, opportunities, and the future of business leadership. We invite you to engage and connect as we explore insights from leaders who have successfully navigated different stages of business journey. Gentlemen, let us begin this event of insight, inspiration, and meaningful connection. Please join me in welcoming our moderator and the distinguished panel. Thank you. Over to you, Janakaya.
Thank you, Damita, for that kind introduction. Good evening, brother. This takes my mind to the university days. We had a teacher called Dr. P.R. Anthony's, very famous doctor in Sri Lanka. He was the 20 years, he was the Colombo University Chancellor. Every year we get entrepreneurs, business leaders for our colors night. I have seen how he is introducing these entrepreneurs. Gentlemen, you are the people who create wealth and jobs for the society. Though we are doctors, we don't do that. So that's how we introduce the entrepreneurs, give the due credit. To support that statistically, if I ask you a question, what is Sri Lanka's workforce? Any guesses? Less than that, yeah. 8 million is our workforce. Now it's around 7.9 million, right? And out of that, more than 50% are employed by entrepreneurs. Because the government only employs around 1.2 million. So they create wealth, jobs for the society. The positive-minded people, always they see to positiveness. So in that context, to introduce his thinking behind this. Of course, we have been talking about this for some few years, but this person who was able to materialize this. So none other than President ROCOHA Nalaka, only to give his thoughts, what is his vision about this forum. Over to you, Nalaka.
Thank you, Janakaya. Actually, before I talk about the vision or anything let me explain why we named it as ROCOHA Brotherhood of Entrepreneurs. Actually, the ROCOHA, the community, comes with about 4 generations together, starting from baby boomers now to the Gen Z, and we all come together because there is something behind. That is the brotherhood. I don't think anyone who came inside here today felt that you are coming to a forum that you don't know. Maybe you might not have seen each other for long or might not have seen forever up until today. But you come here, you feel home, you feel like home because it's the brotherhood that drives behind the entire ROCOHA. So this is different from any other forum where you go and try to find your feet on ground for 6 months, 1 year, and then you become a champion. But here, from the day number 1, you are a champion, you are inclusive, you are a part and parcel of this. අපි ඔක්කොම එක පිඟානේ කාපු අය, no matter which generation that we belong to. That's the spirit that we have. That's what we have as the hostelers, as the people who are turning around things in the industries. So when we thought of this, when we have been discussing this, like when we wanted to put the vision together, so this is one part of the major agenda that we wanted to do. So one of the key objectives of this is we've got many entrepreneurs, different levels, different industries, different kind of thinking. So the number 1 objective is to support them. Up until now, over 4 generations, the entrepreneurs, I know very well Pawan Mali, struggle to come through. Like I've seen him coming up, proudly looking at him. But now we have a forum who can help them. So that is the number 1 objective. We help each other, not only the entrepreneurs, there are lots of professionals here. They also benefit. So this is the brotherhood that we are talking about. The second objective is when you came to hostel or even before that, or just after A levels or when you go out of the hostel, you might be thinking that I want to do something. In back of your mind, there may be an idea that triggers the entrepreneurship. Now this ROCOHA Brotherhood of Entrepreneurs, we will basically inspire these youngsters. That's what we want to do. We'll talk about how later. That's the second objective, to inspire these youngsters as entrepreneurs, support them. That's the main thing. And then finally, the third objective of this is, of course, you back to our second home. It's a very powerful community underlined with the brotherhood. In our WhatsApp group, we've got about 1,010 members. You ask for help within 5-10 minutes. You don't know who is helping you. Sometimes it's from 1959 batch, 1960 batch, or it's batch of 2010 or even the 2020 batch people. They help you. So we have to give back to the community. We have to give back to the Royal College hostel with the need of the support of this entire community. So, Chanakaya, those are the three key main objectives that I see by forming this ROCOHA Brotherhood of Entrepreneurs.
What wonderful words are them, because we have seen in our eyes years how these type of brotherhoods have grown international entrepreneurships. Take the case of Indian communities who came to Sri Lanka maybe a century ago. Even our past royalists, Amalines, uh, Brandicks, brothers, communities have developed international business. One reason is their network. They are together. They share the knowledge, the markets, and various things. Almost a lot of companies in Colombo are run by such networks. So, as said, this brotherhood, and we are wearing suits. This is not a very formal session. We have to be a bit informal. So let's now the panel was introduced. Why not we introduce ourselves? All the participants here. It's a limited crowd. We introduce ourselves in four areas. Right. So we will tell our name, the batch, what do you do in life, and what do you expect by participating today? Because this is the initial one. So the organizers will like to know what are your expectations to formulate the strategy. So if I repeat again, name, the batch, what do you do in life? Either you are employed or business or entrepreneur, whatever, right? What do you expect by participating in this forum today? So those are the 4 years. Somebody can go ahead, please.
I'm Pabasar Gunawardana from 2008 A-levels batch. Uh, currently working as an assistant superintendent of customs. So I'm interested in this because of the brotherhood. So thank you. Good evening, everyone. Prashant Gamage from 2008 A-level batch. I'm currently working as a sales and marketing manager at Haley's Aventura, and also I'm a founder of a company named Time Code Solutions, which is doing epoxy and waterproofing solution for construction industry. So the reason for joining today is to share business opportunities, the this community with the brotherhood we have in the Royal College Hostel. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dar Surya. I'm from the 1980 batch. My profession is a dance instructor. I'm a qualified international adjudicator and an examiner. I own a music school in Novala. We have 300 students there. And I have been in the entertainment industry for a long time. I have organized the Royal College dance of years. I've organized a carnival for the Royal College long time ago. Yeah, so my intention is to kind of get involved in some activity where college gets benefited in some way, and also, of course, networking and get to know all of you. Thank you.
Yeah, before we go, I think Darshan, I have met him a couple of times in the plane because he is going to judge international dance forums. I have met with him. And also just he came inside, then we threw idea, why can't we have this next entrepreneurship forum is dance academy? Then he threw an incentive to us. He'll find the partners for all. Shall we do that one there? Thank you, Darshan.
Yeah, I'm Hiranda Jayagodi. I'm from 1998 batch. Actually, I graduated as an engineer. Then I worked for Whole Sri Lanka Limited for about 10 years. Then a couple of other places as well. Then I started my company called Win New Private Limited. So with that, I do business consultancy, training and development, life coaching, and in my life, I went through, I would say, a cycle where it forced me to find myself. So with that, I share the knowledge that I gathered with others. So my expectation is to get networked and find opportunities.
Good afternoon. I'm Gaya Ranasinghe. I'm from 2007 A-level batch. Currently, I'm working as a project manager and also as a quantity surveyor. So I'm working in Groundworth Group. It's a land real estate company. Also, one of our directors is our senior batchmate in school, Kasun Andra Hendenike. And I'm very interested in knowing about you, about your careers and self-employed background. So thank you.
I'm Kan Vimalratna from 2010 batch. I'm working as a consultant for Microsoft Technologies at Tech1 Global while doing my own company called Real Technologies. We provide IT, networking, ELV, and security-related solutions. Objective for joining today is to identify similar opportunities as well as build a network.
I'm Nimesh Lianage from 2020 A-level batch. Currently, I am finally an undergraduate and a freelance digital marketer. So I would like to get experience, share, share with you and give my best for the all the brothers.
I'm Ravindra Jayavira from 2020 batch, 22 batch actually, 2022 batch actually. Even though I did A-levels in 21, I'm currently studying as a medical student in University of Colombo, and I joined here because actually I have, as Mr. Janaka said, I have few ideas in my back of the mind, and I really tried them, but eventually I got failed actually. So I think I might get some experience from my peer royalists, and also yeah, I guess for the sharing experience, I joined here. Thank you.
Yeah, I think when it comes to entrepreneurship, idea generation is very important. So we need to think out of box to come out with new ideas. Maybe just before we go to this, to break the rhythm, may I ask a question from the panel about entrepreneurship? The first question goes to our engineer, cum accountant. Now he's entrepreneur. By the way, who is an entrepreneur, Kapila, and what are the misconceptions about the entrepreneurship in the society?
Okay, you've taken me first. Well, couple of things probably I would like to say. One is that sometimes we think we need to have one big fantastic idea to start a business. And of course, yes, if you have a great idea, that can be a very successful business. But not all fantastic ideas will end up in successful businesses. But more than great ideas, I think if you find a right business opportunity and if you find a way to service the customer in a manner better than what is happening right now, if you get that edge, that could be probably the way. So it's execution, nothing other than execution. Because you have, if you look at the statistics shows, there are so many hundreds of businesses globally start every year, every moment. But not even 20% of these businesses will continue more than, say, 10 years, right? That's because the ideas is fantastic, but the execution is not great. I think that's one main misconception. The other one is when we start a business, we all want to grow the business, right? We want to grow turnover and we want to have more employees, we want to have more branches, more outlets. Yes, that is true. That is the dream of an entrepreneur. But at the same time, if you don't have the right business model, a sustainable business model, and a discipline to manage the business, especially you mentioned about the finances, the right financial model for the business, again, that may not be the success. And another thing is sometimes, especially these tech startups, the new ideas, completely new businesses, when you start, you grow the business up to a particular level, and then you need funding because you think funding is the biggest problem. Probably you also can add it later. Is the biggest problem. Yes, funding is needed, and it will help you to accelerate your growth as long as, again, you have a sustainable business model, right, which you run with disciplines. Because if you have the right business model, yes, the funding will accelerate the growth. But if you don't have the right business model and the discipline, that will accelerate your decline as well. So therefore, just don't think that you are looking for. Sometimes you may be start looking for venture capital funding and various sources of angel funding and things like that. The business grows, but then before that, you need to have the right discipline and the right business model. And then the last thing, probably someone who's worked for long years, sometimes you're tired in working, and you think this is not free. I don't have free time. You're working for someone. Starting a business is freedom. Right? That is true, but that will not happen overnight. Entrepreneurship is a lonely journey. You start something, right? You work, at least you have a colleague to talk to, and you have someone to go out and ask advice. But the day you start a business, a small business, it's a very lonely journey. Whatever the problem that happens, you have to look after your customers, you have to look after your employees, and you have the suppliers, and you have to keep servicing your banks. All of that will have to happen. So that freedom comes, but that freedom comes after a lot of hard work, resilience, and a lot of discipline. And then the day comes that you will get that freedom. So therefore, if you think that the day I start the business, that is the day I'll be free and I'll be out of this chaos, the business, the work, politics, and all of that, which is not the case. Probably in a very brief manner, if I have to say, probably these are the misconceptions probably I would want to. Thank you.
What words of wisdom are they? Because he is running a successful business. We'll listen to that later. Maybe we'll start with that. We'll start the introduction again.
Hi everyone, I am Mohammed Shamil from the 92 batch. I am a chartered accountant by profession, and why I am here today, of course, the first reason is hostel. Then the other most important reason is I have about 28 years of experience, leaving the big four about 6 years. Out of that, then working with businesses about 22, 21 years. So mostly I have worked with very large family organizations, and also I am attached to a large family organization. So I'm much more connected to family-run organizations and have a bit of a passion for entrepreneurs and also a passion to share my learnings. So that's why I'm here. All the best for the call.
Good evening. I am Gayan Patinayaka. I am from 2004 A-level batch. I work as a sales and marketing head at Lanka Special Steels, where we do manufacture galvanized wires for domestic market and export market. I always believed this kind of a forum at our hostel brotherhood, it's a long overdue. So it's great that at least we have it now because we have so many friends, colleagues, and every level of the country as well as abroad. So we all can have a synergy. We can share the synergy we all have together for a better improvement of our professional journey as well as for the entrepreneurial opportunities for everybody. So basically, I joined for the networking and to enhance and the experiences and to gather the and have the warmth of our brotherhood.
I'm Sajitha Maranayaka. I'm civil engineer by profession, and I am currently running my own company, named Sista Engineering Private Limited. I am here because of the networking and the opportunity, and as well as last the thing is, as mentioned earlier, entrepreneur is a someone feel bit lonely in his journey. So currently I am facing something like that, so I want someone to look up to and get some advice. So that's why I'm here.
Good evening. I'm Charuk Veerasekara from 2004 AOL batch. I started my career as a telecom engineer in 2009, and after that, we started a company called Fame Group with other two royalists, including Buddhika. And today, we have so many arms in our group, including telecommunication, IT, call center solutions, then human resources outsourcing. A lot of business we are running with our management, especially company running by royalists, three of us. And I think today we have achieved lots of things, and especially we want to share our experience with our colleagues and our young hostelers. And if we can help them, I think it's mean us. Thank you.
Maybe I need to mention something there. Whenever there is an event, ROCOHA event, Fame is there. Even today, Fame Group is organizing it. Thank you very much for that.
Good evening. My name is Vinusha Tarinder. I'm also from 2004 level batch. I work as head of operations at Future Fibers Lanka Private Limited. It's a export-oriented company. At the same time, I am co-founder and director of Apex Environmental Laboratories. So we are providing environmental testing services for the industry. So we started this about 1.5 years ago, just at the initial phase. So my objective here is basically to share knowledge and gain advices and gain support from hostel brothers. So how we can further develop the business and also support each other. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Subhash Gunasinghe from 2004 batch. I'm a relationship manager at Sampath Bank. So I believe in this networking because in my job as well, what I have to do is networking. So I have been into several types of forums like this, like BNI, and I have seen what they are doing in this format. So I have seen in those formats they don't have this brotherhood. They are just to do their business. So later they found out their friendships and their brotherhood. But here we already there. So I think to build up new business uh, and and to create new ideas and share the knowledge, this is the best place. So I believe in that. So I thought of sharing my knowledge in banking industries and to get to know the everybody here, and maybe in return I might get things for my job as well. So I am thinking of I like to start a new business as well. So I wish all the best to this new thing.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Menu Shamanasinghe from 2012 batch. I'm a software engineer by profession. now the reason I joining the forum is like now I'm in a stage where I think like starting something on. So I came here to for networking, seek support, and get the knowledge from senior brothers' experience. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Asita Kurupu, and I'm from the 2012 batch. I'm the founder of Atelier Optimatics Private Limited, which is a tech startup. And I'm here as people here mentioned before to network and also to learn from everyone's experience. And as someone else also mentioned, and as the distinguished panelists here mentioned, to get advice from the top. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. And yeah.
Thank you. I think what an August assembly is this. Doctors, engineers, lawyers, you name it, they are here. In fact, at a wedding last week, I met my university friend Dilith, and I told we are having a forum. He was interested in coming, but I was not interested in inviting because without the permission of the president. Well, he is working of this entrepreneurship, importance of entrepreneurship to the country. So, as a lot of youngsters are also here, they seek some advice. As an entrepreneur of fame, Budhika, what advice would you give? He represents fame.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank the entire ROCOHA community and Narakaya, Janakaya, and everything for pushing me to this stage today. And it was requested to start few months ago, but had a lot of things, and it was dragging for some time. Anyway, before answering to the Janakaya's question, I would like to quote one thing that was running here and there in my mind for some time. It was actually originally articulated by Janakaya. That is, he was saying like ROCOHA, this community. This community is the most widespread geographically and most diversified in the industry-wise network that entire Royal College is having. And I would say maybe even the entire island, and also maybe even in Asia, because you name it, whatever the industry, like doctors, engineers, lawyers, whatever the industry, we have someone, some expert in that case. And also you name it, whatever the country, like Dubai, Aussie, New Zealand, Canada, USA, you name whatever the country, we can find someone over there, one of our brothers. So that is the strength of our community. So I took that point to just to show that the importance of having this forum. uh, then again, actually, when I'm coming back to the question originally Janaka asked, entrepreneur entrepreneur is a person who himself grabbing all the problems that is having in the world, because when it comes to the entrepreneur, not like ordinary businessman, he has to start everything from the scratch. Like, at the beginning, you don't have the buying power to have the good HR. You don't have the uh, luxury to have some sophisticated office and like that. So it will be bit of a trouble for anyone to start the business in the beginning, and you don't have the what do you call the goodwill. Then you may not having enough assets to go to a bank and have a facility. Then, not like a businessman, entrepreneur has to identify his areas and fight with these problems. So when it comes to the advice that I can give to an entrepreneur coming up, uh, don't you have to build the resilience on your own, because staying strong on top of a problem is the uh, that will define your journey. So how strong you are to be in front of a problem is the way to define your journey. So you have to be strong. Then you have to have a self drive passion, because entrepreneur for an entrepreneur, you don't will have a manager or someone to drive you. You have to set up your goals on your own and drive day and day on that goals. So then that means that you have to have clear targets, clear simple targets, and drive on your own. Then uh, don't ever wait for the perfect situations, because there will not be a person situation on any sort of a day. So whatever the concept that you get, you just start, think big but start small, and then you will find the way to develop into a megawatt. So then the most important thing I think an entrepreneur should have is the adaptability, because the customers, customer requirements, the environment of the outside, that will not be in the same situation every day. It will change time to time. So definitely an entrepreneur should be a good adaptable person. Otherwise you can't be in the industry consistently. So whoever adapt fast will lead the particular industry. Then uh, yeah, that is the key things that I can give for an entrepreneur who is thinking of starting this business. Thank you.
Yes, why not?
You mentioned about the diversity and the spread. Why did you forget about the fact that we had our colleagues coming from Pedrutudu ඉඳන් දෙව්දරතුඩුවට යාපනයේ ඉඳන් හම්බන්තොටයි මන්නාරමේ ඉඳන් අම්පාරටයි ගොහනටයි පැටික්ලෝ වලටයි ඒ diversity එකත් හරි අමාරුයිනේ හොයන්න. අපේ හැම batch එකේම මේ combination එක හිටියානේ. I want to add to this.
Excellent, because with such a diverse community, and also the longitudinal, the age-wise, the diversity. In the college, even take a batch, it's the same age, but here see the diversity. So when I'm talking, we are talking of giving some advice on the entrepreneurship, and to add some formality to advice, we have an author who has written a book on entrepreneurship. Asirimat Vivasakatte. What made you to write the book, Pawan?
Yeah. Actually, one thing we have to understand that every professions, like let's say a doctor, engineer, accountant, or we come to welding person, technicians, welders. Um, so everyone have their education path to follow. That's how they come to a such a level after they done a degree or a certificate course. Then only they enter to their professions, and with the experience they have their path. Likewise, I understand that I actually, when I go through my career, there's a process to follow, learning path to follow to be an entrepreneur as well. We discussed these barriers and those things, but because of why we have that over setbacks, because of we don't have that, we are not studying, we are not learning before we start. Then I thought actually I had some setbacks, cash flow issue, barriers. So I thought, why I'm not writing this to other the coming generation to read this. So that's why I thought to write a book to understand basic thing who are entrepreneur. There is a people, we have to understand people who do business. We have an entrepreneur, then we have a businessman, even traders as well. They all do business. We have to first understand what is the difference between that. In my book, actually, there's a 4 parts and about 15 facts to learn to people how I'm separate from a businessman or a trader. So that way there is then what is the investment means. Then what is the money circulation in the society. those things we have to learn first, I think. That's why I thought, and in come to the other countries, there are a lot of books has written to follow. So, but I thought so that in Sri Lanka and Sinhala, there is no such a book like that. So I thought to I feel actually it's a responsible to me to write that books. So that's how actually start writing this book. Still, I think my this attempts has elevated, and now there is for year 6 there is a syllabus called ව්‍යවසායකත්වය සහ මූල්‍ය සාක්ෂරතාවය. So that's why now it's coming, right? If I say something like that, even this community, RCH community, so shall some of us goes to our hostel, take our 6 to 11 boys, and ask them to පුතා කාටද want to be entrepreneur. ව්‍යවසායකයෙක් වෙන්න කැමති කවුද කියලා. I don't think they cut to each other faces. But then you ask for to become a doctor or engineer, I think 80% of will raise the hand. I think that it is still a mindset. To be a lawyer, some people to be lawyer or accountant. But we call it cream. We use that word. Cream එක කියලා. ඒක ලංකාවේ හොඳම කට්ටිය we are filtering for nearby scholarships and here, but nobody want to be an entrepreneur. So that's the situation. So I think that syllabus has come. So that's why actually I wanted to write about entrepreneurship. This is how actually came up.
So he was talking of Mulya Saksharatave. So Mulya Saksharatave, today when you're talking of money, you can't forget about the digital currency. Very important. And also we have digital entrepreneurs. We were talking of our people spread all over the world. And so there's this digital knowledge, digital currency is very important on business. So I'm putting someone on the spot. So we have somebody from NDB to speak about digital. Then you'll be thinking why we invited NDB at this time to speak about digital. So we are very proud and happy. Many organizations go through this challenge, and this is the person who has been asked to fix that problem. So we have a pleasure to have him with him here. So over to Damita. Damita, what is the importance of digital currency in today's context to do business?
Thank you, Janakai. Thank you very much, especially for having me for this occasion. And dear brothers, I think, so why digital? Before I start answering to this question, I think the people who are working for organizations, there is a term for them, us as well, we are entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs. So in digital, especially since there are few people who are into tech field, there is one common thing. How you address a problem, it's actually starting the customer's pain point. Digital is all about you look at the market and understand a customer's pain point or a gap, and then try to come up with the innovative solution, innovative one to create that, to bridge that gap. And that is where most of the tech companies, if you look at, you name it, Google, it could be Apple, it could be Amazon, anything. Why they have been successful? Because of this. So why digital is important? I'll sum up my questions into 3 parts. The first one is the local and the global reach. You can't start a business and think of reaching out to local as well as global without digital. So you got to understand the latest payment system. It can be QR code, it can be just payment platform, it can be even a payment gateway, online banking. So you need to pay by link. There are very low cost opportunities where you can actually get the reach locally and globally. The second point is the customer convenience. Why we do all these things? We have to put the customer into the middle. We talk about customer centricity, customer convenience, all that. So today, especially in today's world, customers want that convenience. If you look at the COVID, after COVID, especially new business boom, even in digital space, our digital transactions volume increased from 400 to 500%. Why? If you look at entrepreneurs like Carnage or many other businesses, they started online, digital space, and then became the brick and mortar because they had the power of people, the customers, and the money. The third point is actually the operational efficiency. I don't know whether everyone is aware. I mean, how many people are aware here? The digital, if you go digital, that will give you auto reconciliation. You don't need to do manual reconciliation now. And that will give a lot of operational efficiency because you can actually reduce your manpower. And that is why it is important. Most importantly, when you are in need of a bank loan or financial, you don't need to struggle to show that my business worth is this. With that, actually, finally, so those are my three pillars: the operational efficiency, the reach, and the customer experience. But what is underlying is the data. Today, the new fuel is data. So if you have digital, you understand customer behavior, the customer well, and then you can actually come up with your pricing strategies, and all your business strategy will be in place in line with that. Thank you.
Thank you, David. I think this reminds, we had a family tour to China in 2018. When we went to a certain temple, Pansele Pinkete තියෙන QR code එක. You have the QR code in this box, right? So even if you go to India now, any vendor will pay with the digital currency. So it's become very, very important. But now we have another set of very important people to be introduced, starting from our secretary, Sankar.
Hi everyone, my name is Sankaranandira. I'm from 2004 batch. Actually, I'm working in the travel industry, in the inbound travel industry. The reason I came here is one thing is like when it comes to my industry, actually it's not about the processes but the networks. Like it's about the people. I know lots of people are trying to come into the industry. I know they are very expert on their industries, but they are not networked with the travel industry. That's something that I want to share because even like lots of people ask from me like to enter into the travel industry. So it is very important to like know the people in, especially in travel, because it's not process driven. It's mainly like getting to know the people. That's what I want to share. And also, as Buddhika said, like this is one of the, I don't know, like one of the best places to like have the best network. So that's the reason I joined today. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Damita Ranasinghe. I'm a chartered structural engineer by profession. And after working about 11 and a half years in a consultancy firm, I resigned last year and I started my own consultancy firm and running for about 6 months now. So why I came here, because I started feeling the challenges in when and how to do recruitments, and like Buddhika said, we don't have the luxury of having quality HR. At the moment also, I had a chat with Janakaya also. I mean, we are finding it difficult to find the correct people at the moment. And also, I know for a fact that we are, as engineers, we are not supposed to, do any publishing of advertising of ourselves. So the networking and the word of mouth is the best way of, getting ourselves through to people. So that's why I'm here. And so let's have a good session. Thank you.
Thank you, David Mali. I think he reminds a major challenge that entrepreneurs are going to have, are facing now and in the future, the short of manpower. Because even big companies can't expand due to manpower. The Japan, who is having an aging population, now they have started training schools in Sri Lanka to take down manpower there. Right? And if the Middle East war ends, there'll be a lot of exodus of manpower. So anyway, those are the challenges we have to face.
Hello, I'm Asri Disanayaka from 2008 batch. I myself started my career as a software developer, and now I'm working as a solutions architect, and I'm a freelancer now. So I want to network with people in the ROCOHA community, and I'd like to learn from you all. Right, thank you.
I think Asri is silently doing a great service. You all know. our Maranatha Sangha Sabhapati. All the banners paid by him. Yeah. Thank you, Alsiri.
Good evening. I'm Sahan Badi Gulavatta, 2008 A-level batch. Actually, I'm running a small company called Silani Global Private Limited. It started at 2020. My objective is actually gathering opportunities, and among this brotherhood, we feel real world is this because when we are organizing last time ROCOHA cricket tournament, we feel this great brotherhood. So I want to part of this. That's why I participate today. Thank you very much.
Hi, good evening. I'm Chamal Akmal from 2008 batch. I'm working as an electrical engineer, and actually I'm specialized in commercial and industrial electrical installations. While doing my job, I have started my own company, but yeah, actually I'm doing some small jobs under my company while doing my job. And one day I need to do my own business full time. So that's why I'm here. I need to catch and others' experiences and knowledge and improve myself accordingly. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Ranga Vijayawardena from 2001 batch. I work as a CEO of one of the John Case companies, Informate. Why I'm here is, of course, it's because hostel, and also one thing I have seen is like hostelers, particularly, are very much talented, skilled, but after A-levels, particularly the ones like, they get lost, I guess, so there's little guidance. Then, of course, they pick up after a few years, but that gap is there. So we were talking about this all around, and in fact, I was talking about this with Buddhika as well through his journey. So it's good to see, and thanks Buddhika and the committee initiating this one. I definitely would help. Thank you.
Good evening, all. I'm Indranil Valvitigoda from 2000 A-level batch. I'm an engineer by profession. When I saw the announcement that this forum is going to happen, I was really excited and right away decided to attend because I'm not an entrepreneur at the moment, just a professional. But I think this initiative is a very promising one for the existing entrepreneurs as well as the ones who are uh, aspiring to become entrepreneurs in future. So I think I appreciate this initiative and thank you all for the work that you have done to make this a reality. So I think this evening will be a very attractive or very interesting session for all of us here. Thank you.
Yeah. Good evening, brothers. My name is Nalaka Vikramage. So I'm from 2000 batch. By profession, I'm a fabric technologist. I work at MS Holdings Brandix almost 20 years. In 2024, I started a company called Travel Lanka. So I'm the founder of there, and currently I'm working as a national tour guide lecturer as well. By joining to this forum, actually I'm expecting be a strong link in the strong chain, like Janakaya and all explain, to drive to a good state in future and help to our alma mater as well.
Good evening, all of you. So I'm Ranjana Alpandenia from 2000 batch. So by the profession, actually, there's a lot to say, but then I started my career as a computer science teacher. I'm doing the same job at the moment. And apart from that thing, I'm a research scholar as well. learning, I mean, like studying, researching for my PhD studies. And then I'm running my own company, which is known as Agriculture Holdings Private Limited. And then, my main intention actually, today actually why I joined here is something is going on related to the hostel when the brothers are gathered, I can't stay at home. So that's the one thing. So then, the main thing, as Janagaya said, and then few others said as well, that there are so many issues in our country related to this manpower. So I'm facing the same thing in my company as well. So I do hire, teams like from Vaticalo, then like sometimes from Jaffna even to get the work done in Colombo area. But then, as I said, I'm like at the moment, uh, uh, like doing my research studies in India as well. So what I have seen, they heavily utilize this AI and the digital technologies in whatever the industries. So I am trying to, implement the same thing in agriculture field here. So that's something I am trying to do in my category. So I hope that will be a good solution for the manpower issues as well. And today I hope, and I just make a general, humble request from the others. And if you guys got to know, know to some companies or the organizations here and there, like in Sri Lanka or abroad, related to the agriculture and digital technologies, AI technologies used in agriculture especially, then please have a chat with me. Then I really need to be educated about that thing. So, and I also can share my knowledge and experience and everything with the others as well. So, thank you. I'm happy to hear today.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I'm Danush Pereira from batch of 2012. So by profession, I was into sales and marketing. I'm a salesperson and a marketer. Can you? Yeah. So basically, yeah. So I was basically most of my career was into paint industry. So after that, actually, recently I switched my career. Use the mic. So recently I switched my career and I started a partnership, and I'm working as an employee, but still, but I'm building up a real estate business from zero ground level. I've been building up it for almost a year. So I've been successful for so far, but still I'm facing so much challenges. So the reason I'm here today is to get some guidance and support from all of you, because there are so much experienced people in here. So youngsters like us need your support and guidance. So it would be great if you all can support me. Thank you very much.
There's one more person here. There's one more person.
Hi everyone, I'm Kalpa. So I started my career as a trainer in Singa, Sri Lanka. So then I moved into content creation, then some engineering aspects, let's say product testing plus giving insights. Then I left Singer and joined with Buddhiga and Sharuka. I still work with them. At the same time, I started my own company. It's Pixel Tune. The live streaming is done by us. So why I came here? Uh, to gain knowledge plus to share whatever I have gained through this my career, right?
Thank you, Kalpa. In fact, Kalpa is providing his equipment and the team all the services free of charge. Shall you give a can to him? So what a great audience is this. And we heard their expectations. Nalakamali, how do you plan to deliver this thing? Now the expectations are very high.
Well,
Janaka, that's what I was really actually was thinking, and also I'm so happy to hear from you guys the expectations, the high expectations that you're having. So now as Kapila has said, we can start anything. We can start anything. Very simple. But how to sustain? How do we do the execution? That's the biggest learning, Kapila, and I just learned it from you. Execution is the most important. That is the success of any career, any profession, any entrepreneur. So I think this is the forum who needs to decide how to move forward, but I have few ideas. And I'm very glad and I'm very happy today that we were able to put it together. I was pushing my brother here for more than 3-4 months. Malli, do it, do it, do it. And then Krishan, Malli. I saw those are the two people I can push hard and get this done. So thank you so much, both of you. And both of you are entrepreneurs. There are many others who are helping, but these are the two guys I was really pushing, giving calls day, night, and pushing them to do this, 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 and that. So in the meantime, like we got all the support from the others. So I think to deliver this, number one is we need to bring everybody together. Now, what's the format that we need to do? Do we meet weekly, monthly, every quarter? We need to decide that. Let's discuss while we are hanging around as well. We need to get a directory of contacts. We need to connect each other because already the brotherhood is there. I can see another entrepreneur coming forward, a profession who became entrepreneur. Karuaya. So, so this is the most important part. We need to get connected. Why we can provide the space, but be active on our website. Now, ROCOHA website is getting active thanks to Asri Malli and the entire media team, Hasala Malli, everybody. So these are getting activated, but we can provide a separate tab in the same. I thought like there were proposals we need to do a separate website. No, let's do the same website, a separate tab for the entrepreneurs so that the engagement would be much higher. We will give the opportunity for all the entrepreneurs to do podcasts. Tell your story. Mang කොහොමද මෙතනට ආවේ? Let the others learn. So that's very important. These are few ideas. Also, through our network, it's not only for the entrepreneurs. The bankers are there, the doctors, the lawyers, everybody. We need all these professions. You have an issue with HR, sometimes you might have to run to a lawyer. We need the support of all these people. So how do we do it under the brotherhood? How can we get the loyalty points or loyalty or the discount? I may go to a certain person, I buy it at 10 rupees. Now with this brotherhood, I can buy it at 8 rupees, 6 rupees, or even sometimes maybe free because of the brotherhood, because underlying theme is the brotherhood. Then we would organize the panel discussions. We need to have a calendar for this. This is something that I was dreaming of, how we can put this entrepreneurship. When I put it in the vision statement, in the vision, like I think you all have seen it, the 2-page vision that we developed with the support of everybody, Janakaya, and all people here. So we would get the panel discussions going. And also, why don't we name the Entrepreneur of the Year, the ROCOHA Brotherhood Entrepreneur of the Year at our AGM? Award that. I think that idea came from Janakaya. He sent me a message, Malli, why don't we do this? So this is not just one person's idea. This is a collective thing. So similarly, what I request from all of you guys is we need to make it happen, execute it properly, making sure that we get more and more people. Actually, I was telling Buddhika Malli, just get 20 people for this. Just start small, move steadily, and then you will come to the next level. So, but I can see more than double that we've got here. And also there are many people who already joined the live stream as well. So these are the ways and means that we can move forward. But these are very few ideas from my side and few ideas came from the others. But it's you who needs to decide. It's you who needs to decide. We still haven't decided whether we need to have a separate entrepreneur WhatsApp group because we have too many WhatsApp groups right now. So let's decide. So Janakaya, there are many things that we could do. Many ideas will come because when the entrepreneurs get together, we are nowhere closer to that, right? So they will drive it. We just need a kickoff. So this is what I expect. This is what I think. And thank you everybody for your great presence here and really appreciate everybody's support today. Thank you very much. As the president of ROCOHA, currently, I'm very happy and the support given by everybody, all the panelists, I really, really respect your participation. Remember the brotherhood. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Malia, for those words. I think we can consider all these ideas and prioritize and take them because sometimes it should not be a challenge for everybody to have so many activities. So now let's come to hear some stories about entrepreneurship. Kapila, as I told you, engineer accountant, started Academy of Finance. Now it has moved out of the country. What transpired? What inspired to start the academy, and how did you take it out of the country?
Thank you. Okay, right. Let me share some of my experiences, and also it's not boasting certain things I mentioned because it may be helpful to you. First of all, the first thing I feel is when you start something, you should be passionate about what you're going to do. It is when you start a business, if you are really serious about business, you have to be even more serious than you finding your life partner. Because in nowadays, you can even terminate these partnerships, but getting out of a serious business that you started and committed is very, very difficult. So what I feel is there will be fantastic idea. There are a lot of other people who do successful businesses in various areas. But my belief is that don't just get into business if you're not passionate about that. You start a dancing business because you're passionate about dancing, right? So it doesn't have to be what everyone is doing. Because when I decided to start this, I was qualified in 5 different areas, from engineering to marketing to accountancy to economics to investment. By the time I reached about 28 years old, and I had a very short corporate career, it's only 13 years of working. And during this 13, of course, starting as an audit trainee, engineer, assistant manager, manager, senior manager, finance manager, financial controller, cluster financial controller, general manager, and CFO and a finance director. I moved through all these positions within 13 years' time. The only 1 year probably I did not have a change in my career. Now, why I say this is with all of that, and I was drawing a salary which most of my parallels, my batchmates couldn't even dream of. So, but still, I wanted to start this because I wanted to get into something which I am passionate about. Sometimes when you work in an organization, you work 10 hours, you feel tired. But if it is a business that you are really passionate about, that you really want to do, You may give up that and you start working 18 hours, you may not still feel tired. So therefore, figure out that what triggers your passion. And if you're not passionate about this, you can't go through that hardship and the loneliness that you're going to face as an entrepreneur. That's number one. Number two, you need to look at business opportunity, right? Again, there are so many different business opportunities, but you need to pick the right business opportunity. Ideally, that is aligned to your passion. Now, when I got into education, is I wanted to get education and I wanted to get into finance education. But Sri Lanka is a country, even as right now, that has the highest number of foreign qualified accountants, other British qualified accountant other than UK. Right? And you name any accounting body in the world that is there in Sri Lanka. But I wanted to get into something in accounting, but then there was an opportunity that I found. It is not just training accountants, it is training business professionals, marketers, engineers, entrepreneurs to learn finance. So that is the opportunity which I found. So which is aligned to my passion of teaching, right? So therefore, your market is so broad, the opportunities are so broad, but especially when you start, you don't have the resources to do everything that you see possible. So find out that niche probably that you can start with rather than shooting everywhere. That's number two. Probably number three, getting into the right partnerships. For me, probably the universities, uh, uh, professional institutes may have been the first thing, but the partnerships are serious, right? You have to be, you may be smart in negotiating something or, underplaying something and making a quick buck. That will not take you throughout, right? You need to build trusted relationships. And when you say something, the whole country believes that yes, you say something, you do something. So it's difficult to build, but don't think of doing a business for short-term gain. The partnerships are very, very important. And not only that, when you say partnership, there's another type of partnership. I say you feel lonely when you do business, you get into business partners. No, you want to have a partnership or you want to have another shareholder. That is what we need to be even more careful, because it may be your one of your relatives, your buddy who you go and drink, and you want to start a business. That is great, Machan, let's start doing this. But when you start running the business, sometimes you realize there was something, certain things are very, very simple things. You think that the other person should obviously understand, yes, this is what it should have been. But he would have had a different understanding. So therefore, you have to be very careful when you get into business partnerships and write, document your expectations, other expectations. You share, you write something, you document something, keep it. Because there can be easily misunderstanding. And also, when you start making money, people may become greedy, right? So therefore, get into partnership, but clearly think through, write, document everything, and do it. I know enough businesses where they've had fantastic businesses. They have grown as a banker, you may know, and they are done with their colleagues, shareholders. They are given their properties as businesses. Someone has outpaid, and you end up even without any residence, and someone else has become a billionaire, right? So you got to be very, very careful in getting into business partnership, do it the right way. And I know one of the largest companies operating in Sri Lanka is in the IT industry. Many years ago, it was founded in Sri Lankan party as a chairman of one of the largest Sri Lankan banks, right? But when his business was growing, he lost his focus for a short while. And this foreign company, they have passed resolutions and everything. He ended up losing his stake in this great venture. So those are the precautions that you need to take. It may not grow to that level, but the day it grows, it's difficult to change. So therefore, you need to be very careful the type of partnerships that you get into, even as a shareholder or a business partner. And also the partnership with the customer. Your customer is also a business partner, right? So you need to, I know what I believe is you have to have a certain value system. You have to make money, but whether you make money or not, you have to deliver what you commit to, and in your heart, what you feel that your customer deserves, right? And then that will grow you the business in the longer term. I can tell you about my experience. I am being into education, and most of the top corporate that you think of in Sri Lanka, maybe the directors, managers, senior management, and even chairman, they have done some study with me. And if I pick a call and I ask you, can I use your photo for our advertisement? There is not a single person who has refused to appear in one of them. That is because the way that you treat your customer. Again, with your partners, your customer, it is not a one-day deal. It is a lifetime deal. So therefore, trying the right partnerships is very, very important. Thirdly, is it okay to mention that?
You can, please.
Yeah. Another important thing is when you start a business, right? I told you, mentioned that the equation changes every day, right? But you may start some business now, the situation can change overnight. So the capacity to absorb shocks, resilient, and withstand these pressures is very, very important. I remember I moved out to the corporate sector. I started this institute. 3 months later, I was on a holiday down south. I got a call from my office. සට හම්බෙන්න එක්කෙනෙක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා CID එකේ සට ලබන සඳුදා 10ට 4 වෙනි තට්ටුවට එන්න කියලා තියෙනවා. Right? It's true. And just to see that there was another person who was having a somewhat similar professional body who did not want us to come up. Not only that, he has taken an injunction stopping me to use my logos, having advertisements, nothing. And not only that, he has gone and filed criminal action in the CID. And you can't take anyone. You can take a lawyer. But the day I told one of my good friends, "Matang maawa dammut bail දෙන්න last වෙලා හිටපන්." That is the way it happens. So those things happen. So that resilience is very, very important. You never know what is going to happen. So you should be able to ready to face that, learn, change, and sustain that pressure that you may get. And finally, also it is very, very important that you have the right financial discipline, right? You mentioned about not having money at one point is a problem, but having too much money can be a bigger problem. I'll tell you one example. There is one educational institute I know, right? Three of my friends, people whom I know, they started it. At one point, their peak, when they start a batch every 6 months, they had gunny bags of cash, right? Every 1 year, they changed their vehicles to BMWs, Mercedes. But that business model did not survive, not even 3 years. And two of them not even in Sri Lanka now. The other one is a lawyer, but he's practicing as a lawyer. So it is very, very important that because sometimes we think you start a business, you do well, that is the time you need to bring in the discipline. That is the time to start keep records. And that is the time to have some sort of financials. It is not so. It is important from day one. One last thing is example. Now, right now, I'm in the process of trying to help an IT company that has been in existence in 15 years, not for 15 or 25 years. They are top directors. They want to have some sharing, knowledge sharing, some guidance, how to run the board and business finance. Number two, and there's another Sri Lankan company, several billions into engineering. Fathers have handed over the business to the second generation. The children have been there for about 10 years in the business. But then again, the financial discipline is important, and they want me to help how that takeover, the new generation goes up with the financial generation. The third one, another Sri Lankan multinational having operations in multiple countries. Father is running the business. The children are still young. Just after universities, they have come up, and now they are getting ready to take over the business another 10 years' time. And again, they want to have personal coaching sessions, how they will develop their financial sense and the discipline so that another 10 years' time or even 15 years' time, the next generation is ready to take over their businesses. So I would say passionate about this and finding the right business opportunity which is aligned to your passion, having right partnerships and true to your partners, resilience and financial and discipline. I think probably all that would have contributed to go beyond. And also when you get into difficulty, just like you mentioned about the COVID time, you all mentioned that that is a time we were at the lowest point. We did not know the next time whether we'll get a next month, whether we can pay our salaries. But it's exactly the time we went into digitization, went online. Right now, 30% of our students we generate from outside Sri Lanka. That is why we started this venture outside Sri Lanka in New Zealand as well, because it's a more marketable country rather than starting the business in Sri Lanka. So that's all what I'm saying. Sorry if I took long.
Thank you, Kapila, for those words of wisdom. Maybe in name one or two of your products quickly in 2 words. What are the products you offer?
We do have a qualification called Certified Management Accountants Australia. That is a finance qualification. If you have a degree or a master's degree or any other professional qualification, that's a program in 1 year or 6 months you can complete. And also we have a couple of other financial bodies, but I would say that I have a training. You mentioned about the financial literacy. I have done it for several thousands of people, including large corporates, your personal financial management. It's a 1-day full toolkit where you come up with your goals and a completely active templates and a plan about personal financial management. I would say CME Australia qualification and personal financial management training.
Thank you, Kapila. I think because the finance is the language of business, it's important for any entrepreneurship. That's why we spend a lot of time to listen to him. So, and we were talking of today the cyber security, which is also the topic of the day today. So we would like to listen from the expert some advice to the entrepreneurs on cyber security.
Thank you. I'm not going to talk about the bank, but thank you. I think it's a very timely question. The first part, I was aggressively promoting digital. Yes, we have to go digital, but there is a risk as well. What is this risk? Today, if you think the cyber security or the cyber attacks are not actually a technology problem. It's more than the technology. People are trying to attack the human psychology. If you take in Sri Lanka during recent past, all frauds have happened due to the social engineering attack, meaning the fraudster, they're trying to either impersonate you or trying to convince you to share your passwords, OTP, one-time password, or your credentials. So why this is happening is important to understand. Though we boast as Sri Lanka, the literacy is maybe more than 90%. As per the central bank study a couple of years ago, our financial literacy is actually 60%. And that is, again, it was at 35%, and now it is at 60%. So people are so, due to various reasons. For example, in today's context, many are trying to probably move out from the country. And if I advertise today, social media is so powerful, within 6 months, your Canada visa is guaranteed. And you don't need to pay me anything, but you just need to share your documents, your NIC, your passport, your birth certificate, your the copy of your bank statement. I mean, I don't know how many of here would do that, but there are customers, definitely they are doing it. The moment you do it, basically, I'm in full control. Now, today, there is a Personal Data Protection Act. So there are so many regulations coming up. So I will not take much time, but I just want to highlight one thing. Going digital is a must, but when you go there, you also need to understand how to make your system protected. That is only through awareness. So basically, my suggestion is, of course, certain corporates they can survive because of their financial strengths, but maybe for entrepreneur, if 100 million, 200 million goes out within a day, I think that is going to probably put the, you have to maybe shut down the business as well, or even 10 million rupees. So better do not share password, do not share user IDs, do not do anything, and always have a trust system in place. So as a beginner, if you're starting your company, my suggestion is you may be having employees, so maybe keep them as inputter level, or the final authorization should be done at your end. and keep that control with you until you make them aware, carry out some financial literacy programs, and bring their level up. And also remember, once the funds are transferred today, we have AI technology. It is so powerful. Within seconds, they can transfer funds into multiple accounts. So the tracing of these funds are very difficult. It's not that, I mean, the recent scam, I will stop from here. Now, most of the people, they got into this, the free airline ticket, right? All you have to do is to share your data, details, and without your knowledge, the people are actually sharing a link. At the moment you link, moment you click it, and they will give some instructions, and they are in full control of your phone. And whatever you do, the other person can see. And sometimes that is why the customers, they go online. The people, they go online and they blame for the system. Actually, without their knowledge, they have already compromised their devices. So this is, I just want to maybe share this, because this is probably after this session, maybe I can share more interesting stories. But be careful. Go digital, yes, you have to, but go with careful manner and have this financial literacy in place. Otherwise, so that you can become a very successful entrepreneur. Thank you.
Thank you for those advice. There are few who could not be introduced due to their various things. And we heard about this now. There's a debate going on whether entrepreneurs are born or whether they are made. When you are talking of birth, there is a specialist here. I would like him to introduce himself, because everybody introduce your name, the batch, why you are here. Over to you, Dr. Nishendra.
Yeah, thank you. Nishendra Karunaratne, and I'm actually gynecologist and obstetrician. And as you know, is a not kind of a, I'm not into businesses or anything, but I do run a kind of a company. That company is actually is not only the is what we do is we producers as you said now as businessmen, and you identified what actually the retailers or whatever the people need. So like professionals, now we have same qualification. We all go through the university MBBS, and then all of us going through the same postgraduate qualification. But you would wonder, some doctors get more patients, some good doctors wouldn't get, even though they are very skillful. Some have few patients. Now in a, at I mean, the bottom line is we work and we do this profession or whatever with the intent of earning some money. It's true, and it's a service as well as we are planning. We are ultimate goal is to earn some money, because then money is not the hidden, is here in these professionals as well. So in that need, I have a team which actually working with me, nurses, assistant doctors, and two other professionals. We realize not only the work that we do is admired, but other than the work, as you said, some advertisement. But you know, as a doctors, we can't do the advertisements. We are ethically bound, and according to the medical council law, there are some limitations and some restrictions that we can't do address. But within that, we still can do some, you know, some maybe something in the form of we are giving the medical knowledge to the patients. So I think looking at our field, the professionals who have done so are earning. I'm openly telling you, earning a lot than the others. At the same time, we should be very careful not to mislead the patients. And also, in every field, we have different individuals. They not what really do is been it's been it should do as a doctors, and sometimes they we do unnecessary surgeries as well, and all these things are happening, you all know. But in our field also, if you think little bit of out of the box, if you think about what actual patient needs, how do we get more patient to our private practice, then that little knowledge about our sense of business is also valuable. So that's the reason I came here in. and also the professionalism and working as a profession is also kind of a thing, as our your previous speaker said. You need to select the profession if you have a passion only. Just because you want to become a doctor or gynecologist, no point. Then I have seen so many young girls and boys. They are very smart. They are very good in other things, but because for some force, maybe their parents or somebody, they have become doctors and working in OPDs. They merely earn about 2-3 lakhs per month. They're not happy also, but they have other personalities. If I were thinking, in case these doctors had gone into another field, they would have done more with their personality and their abilities. Like that, if you want to become professional also should have passion on that thing. And I fully agree with all what you say. So I'm Nishendra, I'm 88 batch.
Thank you. This is a term I learned in Singapore, technopreneurs. Now we have a lot of technopreneurs, technical people, specialists in their own, they have become entrepreneurs, so technopreneurs. So we are glad to have a lot of technopreneurs here. I think there are few who have not been introduced. Yeah. Yes, please. A brief introduction. Then we'll go to, we'll try to finish around 8:30.
Hi, I'm Prabhat from 2008 batch. Currently, I'm running a small accounting and taxation firm. Also, I'm currently working as a finance manager in an advertising agency. So I came here to network with my adult colleagues and learn some experiences from their past working experience. I want to know their past working experience and how to run a proper business from them.
Any more? The technopreneur.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dilshan Kanchan Disanaika. I'm from 2012 batch. Actually, I was working at IT. I was working as a cloud engineer earlier. And like I have a company, actually registered company from 2021 as Tetrad Digital. We were doing small level projects from web development and web projects, web systems to podcast productions and video productions and content creation in not in very large level, in small level. So like we started it as a side business to get some extra income. We were doing that for now 5 years with some ups and downs. So I am in a situation like now I want to make it a proper entity. So that's why I'm joining here. It's happy to join with this brotherhood and get the advices and all the experience and to have a much more bright future for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dilshan. Actually, Dilshan is providing his services free of charge today. Thank you, Dilshan. Anybody else? That's all. Maybe now I think it's high time to get some audience questions. So if you have any, please, yeah, the panel is ready to answer any questions from the audience.
So I have two questions. So we talked about digitalization, and something I'm sensing because I have two products, which is basically digitalizing education sector and also hospitality sector. But something I'm facing, a problem I'm facing now is there's reluctance, there's some friction that what I have seen in other countries versus here, that yeah, people are not ready to go digital. As you said, like yeah, in other countries there are QR codes everywhere, but like yeah, we don't see online payments, and so yeah, there's a lot of friction. So my first question is like yeah, how can I handle that? How can we handle that? And the second one is now for like 2 years I've been funding my own company from the money I earn through my profession. So now I want to go for investors. I feel like I'm in a strong position. So what should I consider when I go for investors? What are the points that I should consider? Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, the first question probably I'll take, probably second one who can also support, but I'll try to answer. The digital, as I mentioned, now it should be appealing. You are right. Now QR is not taken up yet in Sri Lanka, but if you look at entire region, especially in India, we can't do anything without QR. So why is that? That is because still people have this psychology where the cash is the king, right? So how much we try to, that's why we can't think about cashless society, but we can think about cashless society. So that is number one. So as banks, so I'll tell you what we are trying to do now in digitization. Earlier, when I wanted to put up app, right, we always at the beginning I try to put a lot of features into app because we thought customers would like to have so many features. But later on, after 4 5 years, I started scrapping down certain features because we identify there are only few features, maybe 4 or 5 features only customers have the traction. But we look at the other side from the customer's point of view, there are other areas where customers are actually they are asking, but we are not listening to them. For example, I'll give you two examples. Recently, we just launched cashback overdraft and cashback loan facility. Currently, in any bank, you have to get a loan. If you have FD, right, during weekend, you need to get some urgent cash, maybe to change your tires or anything, right? You have to wait till next working day, and again, that is also taking 3 4 hours process minimum. But here, once you digitize this, we see, I can't tell you the numbers, but millions, right? Within not even 1 month. So I think for you, probably taking from the him, yeah, you need to really understand who will appreciate this product and who will have the need. It may not be in here, maybe in Maldives or Malaysia or some other country, but you have to have that niche really, and then go to that market and then start satisfying that. Or in this process, you may have to do little changes as well. Now that is where you have to have that flexibility, that openness, because at the end of the day, customer define our business and not they are not ready to work on our terms. So that is number one. Number two, actually, there are few areas. I think when you have the clear product or proposition of the solution, you can actually pitch it to, of course, the banks, right? There are special loans facilities, but before banks, actually, there are now the investors, right? They are looking at. I mean, if you really look at the current context, there are Sri Lankan brands, the teams, IT companies, they have already gone global. I mean, they are getting not only investments, the customers, actually, the companies are acquiring the companies. So you got to study a bit about these organizations, what these guys are doing, and I'm sure that will not only give some inspiration, but also some different ideas as to how you should pitch your product and go about it. Thank you.
The second question,
Kapila, you can add.
Yeah, I think you partially answered that question. Yes, you may be having a business which has come to a particular level and which may also be successful the way that you look at the business. That can be very, very true. At the same time, now when you want to take it to the next level, one thing is that you need to have now formalize it, document it, and structure it. So therefore, probably you need to start with some sort of a sustainable value model where this is what is unique in your business. What needs that what problem according to what he said, Buddhika said, you are handling. So then you need to identify that, and you need to carefully think about your business model, like your what is the value chain and which part of the value chain that you operate, and what is the model, what is the equation that gives you money. So you need to think through, thrash through. It may not be exactly what you have been doing. You may have been successful, but if you want to take it to the next level, depending on where you go, it may not be good enough. So probably talk to people and then share your views with whom different people, and then just trash your idea and get it challenged as much as possible. Get it challenged. whether what you are thinking is right and what you think of the future. Because now, especially you are in the IT, you know how fast things are changing. I just came from financial, how CFA holders are going to lose their businesses. This morning, me and my daughter, we went in a session. So it's changing so fast. So you need to figure that out. And then, of course, you can prepare a sort of formal business plan, right? What is your market, and then and your competition, and how you are going to grow your business, your financials, your cash flows. You have to put it together. Sometimes you may be able to do it. AI can help you. Things like Claude probably will help you very much. And if you're using that, and apart from that, you need to show it to people, get their views, and then as a first step, you can go to banks, right? And then they will tell you. And but as a tech company, your future may be much brighter. In that case, sometimes there are various forums and the challenges and where you can pitch your business, and then you may be able to get funding. And then also there are various phases of investment, the angel investors and things like that. So try to figure out, because sometimes you can go global, but there are very niches, because your investment may not be big enough for them to look at. But at the same time, there are certain niches where they may be interested in your type of business. So try to search as much as possible. AI also may be to help. Try to pitch and then go for competition, showcase your thing, and then also get connected to some of these funds and the peoples and the forum, and then you can slowly go and start using. You may not be successful, and then multiple times you may have to go, but then that will help you to get yourself challenged, refine it, and get a business and the proposition which is going to be sustainable, and probably which you can go for an IPO, end up with an IPO, like the very successful IPOs that we see recently. Thank you.
Thank you. So maybe that's another thinking for this forum, where there are a lot of established people abroad. Maybe once you're set up, even we can ask for some funding through our sources abroad. And I think you can also contact, we welcome our immediate past president, Anuradha Kirlawala. He's also a banking director of a bank. We just gave an introduction, name, batch, and why are you here? Just can you give a small introduction?
Okay, thank you, Janakaya. Good evening to everyone. Actually, first of all, I beg your pardon for delay in attending this very successful forum. And I'm very happy to see that now ROCOHA is, as an organization, we are diversifying our business, and we have now this business forum. Anyway, I'm Anuradha Kirlawala. I'm from 92 batch. I can see Shamil is here from my batch today. And by profession, I'm a lawyer. Now I've been having 27 years experience, but I'm not in full-time in practicing full-time in the legal field, and I'm mainly engaged in real estate business, and I'm qualified in real estate as well. Our main focus, I got my own company called Walls Property Services Private Limited, and we have our office in Rajagiriya, and we are mainly focused in property management and trying to expand our business focus into housing and property dispute management, etc., etc. And also, in addition to this property business, real estate business, I'm a member of a board of directors at National Housing Development Authority and State Timber Corporation, and also I'm a council member of Sabaragamu University. So I'm happy to hear all these our past hostelers brothers, and I would like to thank Nalaka and Buddhika and the ROCOHA team for organizing this successful event. Thank you very much.
So maybe we can take maybe one or two questions from the audience if there are.
Yeah, I have one question. So we are sort of in a crisis situation, the country. The US dollar exchange rate spikes sometimes and central bank intervene and get it into some certain level. So let's say if some of us is starting businesses these days as entrepreneurs. So what are your advices to get ready for the impact coming up in the near future?
I think how I look at it is crisis always provide opportunities as well. Exchange rate environment, the best opportunities are for exporters, right? So you maybe, I mean, just think about, I mean, there are many things. I mean, Sri Lanka is a rich country, and so there are no losers, to be very honest. And for example, in my banking career, I never thought I would be sitting in a position where the country's largest scam happened. And but that also gave me an opportunity because I ended up in managing that, and now I have a different exposure and experience. So exchange rate fluctuations happening. Why? We are a country. It's a, I mean, we are dependent a lot of things on imports, right? And our balance of payment, which is I'll not go into much detail, but our current account balance is basically we are getting number one from overseas remittances. That is the migrant workers. We are about 8 to 10 billion, which is about maybe 8% of our GDP, and then other exporters. But our import bill is actually mainly these days due to fuel crisis, where we are basically looking at the Trump, what he's going to say the next day, and that will have an impact with the Iraq-Iran war and all those stuff. But yes, we are now globally impacted. But if you really think through, there are many. This is the ideal time for you to focus. But of course, you have to start in a fresh sheet and think all the ideas. Probably we can have a little chat after this. And even for you, I actually forgot. I just remembered it. There's a term called. I also actually got this from DBS Bank, which is number one digital bank in the world, Singapore. There is a thing called design thinking. I am sure you may have heard about it. Meaning, you got to first go to the customer and identify what he or she wants, and then design, not the other way. And if you really think, so identify a problem, or identify, even for your product, identify one particular company, organization that are willing to look at this, and then come up with that solution. And then after that, actually, you can refine it and you can take it over the market. So for you, there are many customers making a lot of money these days, right? So there are opportunities. So just look at, don't worry. And we are a very resilient country. And it has, I mean, even we survived during the war, we survived during the crisis, especially the COVID. And today, crisis is not like COVID. Don't worry, this will settle the moment Iran-Iraq settles, and we are going to get through this. Thank you.
Can I just say one more thing? Uh, Small business, startup business, whatever the business that you are in, when you're getting into crisis, the most important thing is cash, right? Do whatever that is possible to be in cash, because you should work, hope that the best will happen, try to maximize the best opportunities, but at the same time, be in cash. Be careful and have as much as cash as possible. They say sales is vanity, profit is sanity, but cash is reality. So be in cash. That's what should be one of the main focus. Thank you.
Yes, there's a question, but before that question, may I ask, අපි ප්‍රශ්න අහපු කට්ටිය හිස් අතින් යවන්නේ. May I invite Manuka Pawan, the author of Ashrimat Vyavasayakatva, to give some awards to those who ask questions. Please, Manuka, maybe you can walk this. Arsene. Yes, please. Yeah, I don't want the gift, but I have a question to ask. So then I'll keep it. Yeah. And
The question is, large companies, they do have separate finance departments and they do have separate tax department. As Damitaya said, now there is a new law, and that has criminalized personal data sharing and all that. There is a Data Protection Act, and the repercussions are huge. And when it comes to tax compliances, so large companies, they do that. But when it comes to a startup or a freelance business, and now tax in local context also, now in somewhat it's criminalized. So what is your advice for a startup, a small company? We do not sometimes think about that, and this VAT threshold, everything now coming to very minimal value, 1 lakh per day. Like, so everybody has to do their compliances. Otherwise, all your profits, all your whatever gains will go in for a 6 and you will be in jail. So what is your advice? And I know most of the people, they don't go for in entrepreneurship because of all this hassle of taxation and employee handling and everything. So what is your advice for a small business on that regard, compliance in local context and considering all these repercussion being an entrepreneur?
I think what we feel is sometimes you start the business, you start documenting, and you start filing accounts, and then you communicate to the inland revenue what revenue that you generate, what your business model is. So after that, changing it sometimes can be a bit tricky. Sometimes a very small business, they may not be bothered about that, but sometimes they may be bothered. So what I personally feel is when, at least at the initial stages, sometimes in certain types of businesses, even IT, even initially itself, just talk to someone who is a tax expert, because there are different types of taxes and there are different types of benefits, and also there are different ways that your business model can be structured, right? Under which company, what type of revenue, say sometimes what type of revenue comes to Sri Lanka, what are the revenue that probably that you earn outside, and then various payments. So there are so many different ways your business model also can be the most tax efficient model. So therefore, I think even though we may not think of that, and sometimes when you start the business, you don't know whether it's going to be successful or not. But still, what I personally feel is trash your idea with someone who is in taxation. You don't have to go for a very serious consultant, but get that idea and just try to create your equation in such a manner it will be the most tax efficient way. Which company, one company or multiple companies, and which to earn, and then how to pay, and various things, and even have different companies so that even thresholds where you won't exceed the threshold. So I'm not an expert in tax, but and also it is so vast. It's difficult to say. Best thing is that talk to someone and get that advice how to structure your business, and so that you can start preparing your accounts accordingly.
You have to think about the taxation and all that even before you are thinking about starting a business.
No, when you start to do it, just talk to someone. You don't have to say, you just have say, we had someone, one of our මල්ලි කෙනෙක් හිටියනේ කවුරු එක්කෙනෙක් tax දෙන කෙනෙක්. Talk to someone like this. මේකේ මොකද්ද revenue එක වෙන්නේ? දැන් ඉතින් සමහර කල්ද ඔයාව ටික දන්නවනේ. දැන් මෙතන තව එක්කෙනෙක් ඉන්න පුළුවන් ඔය tax threshold එක දන්නෙත් නැති එක්කෙනෙක්. එතකොට invoice කරගෙන ඇවිල්ලා ගිහිල්ලා එතකොට ඊට පස්සේ එතෙන්ට ගියාම හිර වෙනවා. මං කියන්නේ ඒක දැන් ඒකත් business එකේ කෑල්ලක් තමයි. ඒක there's no harm in doing that. It's all about learning what you don't know, and then because you have to do it in the right way, in the sense within the legal system of this country as well. Just talk to someone else. I have some idea like this, and මේක මේ විදිහට grow වුණොත් මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? එතකොට කොතනද මට මේ taxes ගෙවන්න වෙන්නේ? services වලට pay කරනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් සමහරක් වෙලාවට මේ end up in saying that සමහරක් අපිට ගෙවන්න තියෙන taxes ගෙවන්න නැතුව ඉඳලා in revenue එකෙන් කියන්න පුළුවන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පල්ලෙහා කාලෙට ඉඳන් withholding tax හරි මොකක් හරි එකක් penalty එකකුත් එක්ක ගෙවන්න කියන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකින්ද ඒ අදහස ෂෙයා කරලා කාගෙන් හරි ඇඩ්වයිස් එකක් ගන්න එක මට හිතෙන්නේ හොඳයි කියලා. probably ශමිල් ඔයාටත් ඕන සභා කර දෙයක් කියන්න පුළුවන් ඔය is a finance expert.
I agree with Kapila because the tax is something you should never ignore, because not like when you start the business, that's not the first discussion, but when you set up your business and take it's to a certain extent, keep in mind, because early planning on tax will help you a lot. And so that is do it that way. And fortunately or unfortunately, professionals are supposed to know only what they are learning, but entrepreneurs are supposed to know everything. So that's the most difficult part of being an entrepreneur. So whether it is tax or legal or anything, everything comes back to the entrepreneur finally.
One more, not only tax and law also is the same. Not knowing taxes, not knowing law is not an excuse. If you have done a penalty, it can be a criminal offense as well. So therefore, always better to talk to someone to trash your idea, and that will be helpful. Yeah, perfect.
මම ජෙනරල් ටිකක් කතා කරන්නම්. Now අපි තේරුම් ගන්න ඕන බිස්නස් පටන් ගත්තොත් අද 10ක් අවුරුද්දක් යද්දී 120යි සර්වයිව් වෙන්නේ. මේක තමයි ෆිගර් එක. ඊට පස්සේ අපි එතනින් ඒ 120 තව 10 years ගියොත් ඒකනොත් 20 තමයි සර්වයිව් වෙන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ එන්ටර්ප්‍රෙනර් කෙනෙකුට මැචුවර් වෙන්න you should need average 10 years යනවා. ඔයාලා ස්ටාර්ට්අප් එක පිකප් කරත් මගදී වැහෙන්න පුළුවන්. right? ඕක තමයි ෆිගර් එක. එතකොට ඒක අයියක වගේ පැෂනේට් වෙන එක, good plan එකක් තියෙන එක, සමහර විට සක්සස් එක වෙන්නේ plan එක, ඉන්වෙස්ට්මන්ට් එකම නෙවෙයි. ඒක මතක තියාගන්න ලෝකේ තියෙනවා zero investments කියලා. මගේ පොතේ පොඩි කතාවක් ලියලා තියෙනවා. හවුනද මං කියපු දේ sorry. මේ zero investments වලින් උනත් අපිට සමහර දේවල් කරන්න පුළුවන්. අපි උඟ knowledge වෙන්න ඕන, අපේ business proposals එක හොඳට මේ වෙන්න ඕන ඒ වගේ. දැන් ඔයාගේ question එකේදී අපි අර startup වලදී ඩොනල්ඩ් ට්‍රම්ප් කියලා තියෙන්නේ මේ අර එක මේ වන් ආමි වගේ. අපි හැම දෙයක්ම කරන්න වෙනවා මුලදී. accounts ගැන හොයලා ඒක කරන්න වෙන අයියෝ වගේ වරදින්න පුළුවන්. අපි දන්නේ මමත් කාලයක් කරගෙන ගියාම තමයි දන්නේ ETF ගෙවන්න ඕන අරෝ මේව තියෙන්නේ කියලා. ඊට පස්සේ HR පැත්ත ඔයාලට බලන්න වෙන. මුලදීම ඉන්ටර් කරන්න වෙන්නේ ඔයාලට වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඊට පස්සේ supply chain එක බලන්න වෙනවා. ඉතින් අර මුලදී ඔක්කොම Tamanට කරන්න වෙනවා. හැබැයි ඒක පස්සේ කාලෙක ඒක මාර විදියට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට වැදගත් වෙනවා. මොකද දැන් ඊට පස්සේ හැමදේම දන්නවා. ඩිෆෙන්ඩ් වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. හැමදේම පොඩ්ඩ දේවල් දැනගත්තම ඒකට අපි ඔය දැන් කතා කරන ලෙවල් වලදී එක්ස්පර්ට්ස් වෙලා ඒගොල්ලොත් එක්ක යන්න ඕන. ඉතින් 10% 80% තමයි වැටෙනවා. 20යි වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් මේ ඒක අර හුඟක් මම කියන්න ඕන. හුඟක් වෙලාවට අපි මොකද්ද අපි ව්‍යවසායක විදිහට වෙන්නේ? මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ කියන එක අවබෝධයක් නැතුව කරාම තමයි ඔය ප්‍රශ්නේ සමහරට වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් හැමදේම බිඳුවේ ඉඳන් කරන හින්දා. ඉතින් ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් මම ඕවරෝල් කිව්වේ මේ යන් අයත් ඉන්න හින්දා. මම තව පොඩි එක දෙයක් කියලා නවත්තන්නම්. අපි දැන් අපේ දේවල් ගැන කතා කරලා අපි රටක් විදියට හිතුවොත් මේක තේරුම් ගන්න අපේ රටේ මේ ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා. ඒ දේවල් තියෙනවා අපි වැටිච්ච රටක්. ඉතින් ඒකේ හුඟක් ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ අපි හුඟක් දේවල් කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් මේ good and services හොඳට move වෙන්නේ නැති එකනේ society එකේ. ඔක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ. ඒක good and services move වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියන හොඳ money මේ cash circulation එකක් නැති එක. ඉතින් ඇත්තටම ඕක හදන්න පුළුවන් entrepreneurs තමයි හදන්න ඕන. වෙන කාටවත් ඕක කරන්න බෑ. ඒක නිසා තමයි මේකේ වැදගත්කම එක පැත්තකින් තියෙන්නේ. මම general advice ටිකක් මම දන්න ටිකක් පොඩ්ඩක් කිව්වේ.
Thank you.
And one more thing that no one has raised, I think, when it comes to the entrepreneurship or whatever the business or whatever the thing, I think we should invest something on developing the next generation. So myself and Charuka, we were very passionate on that. We were working very closely with IET, California University, and several other universities because we wanted to have just passed out some students taking in and let them educate within our community. So if we build the next generation, then only whatever you an entrepreneur or business or whatever the thing, to sustain the business and the country and the economy and everything, we need to have a good prospective next generation. So I think everyone is having a responsibility to invest something to build next generation. Thank you.
Thank you for those advice. Also, thank you for asking that question on the most efficient department of the country at the moment, Chintakagan. No? So, Otto, Kapila will give a valuable booklet. I think we have spent Thank you. A lot of time, I think now I think a lot of other questions can be discussed at the next networking session, unless you, okay. Yes, please, sir, Roshan.
Amazing forum and having this how do you propose to move forward in the sense what is the next
Yeah,
event or
valuable. Do you have any suggestions? I mean, just to pick your brains, you're asking. Do you have any suggestions?
okay, I think we'll have to meet again.
Sure.
How often is up to you all to decide, and what is the content of that meeting? How will it be another forum like this, or it's a meeting sort of thing, or a fellowship, or whatever that you're planning? I think it's nice to communicate to the members soon, not today, but so that we can look forward to it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, we just wanted to start this and then figure out how we move forward. There are many suggestions that we can move forward the way that I was saying, podcast, the quarterly meetings or monthly meetings. And I know like BNI meets every week, it doesn't work for us. Uh, we, as we said, like the action is the most important, execution is the most important. Kapilaya said like execution is the most important. And we have a lot of things that is in the bucket. And then we will have to prioritize how we need to take it forward, different angle. Let's say, for example, uh, next time the podcast may be done by one of you guys. And then the other day, like we should, as I said, the objective number 2, inspire the young entrepreneurs. Let's go to the hostel, speak to them, like give a speech, inspire them. So there are many angles onto this. But the most difficult thing was to come to this stage, get it start. So now we are there. Thanks to all of you here. I think it's a real high expectation, and also the most important thing is your enthusiasm and the brotherhood. Everything underlines with this brotherhood. So let's move forward with that. We will find a way to communicate with all of you now immediately, and then we'll get the suggestions and move forward with the execution with a proper planning. And as I was telling my committee right from the beginning when we wanted to do this forum, this brotherhood, entrepreneurial brotherhood, this is the forum that will keep ROCOHA intact and getting more and more closer to each other going forward. We have the AGM, we come, enjoy, we meet people. We have the cricket match, those are very good things, but once off, this is the one that will drive our brotherhood. This will the one that will thrive our uh, energies, our talent, everything will be coming out from this forum. So we'll do that. So there are many aspects, and we'll move forward with that. Thank you.
Suggest we are in different batches and we actually know what our services and what your capabilities are. We'll make a little whatever the forum, not the forum, maybe a website or something, providing informations that we do actually. If somebody is having a company or something, this is my company. Maybe in a time we need a monitoring body as well. So we know in case if people need rises and which one to look for. And of course, as you know, you've been the volunteering, like you're starting this foundation, and you can look into their businesses and actually make sure that it's a real, genuine business. So that in case if somebody needs funds also, for example, you are starting a company and you provide the company portfolio and you analyze the business plan and say, okay, I need investment, I need investors. So you can approve, okay, this one of our brothers are starting this business. So we think with 80% or 90% guarantee, this business is a kind of acceptable thing. So then the people who actually do not have the knowledge of businesses, still having the money, also can make an invest on these kind of businesses if that business has been recognized and been evaluated by your body. And then of course, of course, in the other people who actually earning the money in different manner want to get some services like real estate or construction or taxing and everything. Then again, you can go into that particular person. But before that, because I have experience, it's a really a very unpleasant experience. I got involved some of my hostel gate, and then I ended up with a very difficult situation like that. If you all can say now this is a genuine person and he is doing well, of course you can. It's not just like you can just say that he is he is not a good person, but you also can provide that my business is this and my financial backup is this. So I will guarantee this person's service or the investment or whatever the need will be looked after well, and it will be in a safe hand. So we'll kind of the database or something, yeah, directory with the services, and it will be helpful for the most of us.
මයිතන් අපි හිසතින් අනුදනය හැම ප්‍රශ්නයකටම අපි ජනත් අපේ සභාපතිතුමාට අපි ආරාධනය කරනවා අපේ no, but there are we have there's a one, please can you get one? Okay, Nishant, just we also want to hear comfortably. You have a book? Yes. He's also to encourage our author. Yeah, where is it? Right. He's the author of Asirimat.
Janakaya. Just a quick suggestion.
Yes.
Yeah. Before we conclude, actually, I thought I should go for a quick suggestion. That is similar to the whatever the Karwaya has suggested. The business directory of ROCOHA Entrepreneurs, but I would like to go beyond than directory. If we can form sort of business club, and we can have sort of annual subscription, small annual subscription, and we can cover the expenses attached to that club, and we can have like periodical gatherings or meetings or something like that. And also we should have some sort of ethics, like for insurance people all regularly contacting our members, that would be a nuisance. Or for example, if I'm in real estate, I'm keep sending my advertisements or anything to our members, that would be a nuisance. So we should avoid those things and have some sort of ethics. And also, just in few words, I would like to emphasize that the importance of contacts in modern world, especially when it comes to business world. In my personal experience, being a past hosteler in 2 occasions in recent times, I had that privilege. Personally, I had a mortgage issue with one of the banks, and I don't want to mention the name of the bank because due to business ethics, and we one of our past hostlers who is present here today, he's in the top management of the bank, and I had a sort of dispute with the bank regarding the final figure of the settlement figure. So I went to our friend, our brother, and I spoke to him, and he helped me a lot, and he introduced few people, and finally I managed to agree with the bank about the settlement figure. And in another occasion, and I have no issue to disclose the bank, Sampath Bank, we all know who is in the top management, our brother. don't want to disclose his name. And that time, actually, one of my clients, he had a problem with his mortgage loan. So he helped me a lot to introduce people who worked in the recovery section. So those are the actually I consider as a very big advantage and privilege being hostelers. Those contacts, we can directly go to those people. We don't have to make contacts or make phone calls and make appointments. So we can go and say Ayao Malyo, or we can directly call them. So that is the privilege we have. So finally, I reiterate. So to form a business club with a strict business, I mean ethics, and we can continue our contacts and get the maximum from this forum. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think all are excellent ideas. That's why I think even they are calling this bros, no, brotherhood of entrepreneurs. So maybe whatever the name, and if now Buddhika is heading that subcommittee, if there are any volunteers, he would like. I mean, he is most welcoming for his committee to strengthen the committee and take this forward, right? So you can even speak to Buddhika during leisure time and volunteer yourself. I'm also pleased to welcome Jeevan. He is the pioneer of our cricket ROCOHA Sixers. Shall we welcome him with a applause here? Jeevan, would you like to say anything? Why you are here?
Actually, this subject I have discussed with Sanjay previously also. Actually, when it comes to the contacts, if we have good contacts, we can do whatever the business we want. Because in modern world, trusted business line is the most important thing. Because when you're dealing with money, you have to have the trustworthiness. So that is lacking in Sri Lanka. That's why we find it difficult to survive in the business world. So this initiative is very good. Will have good contacts with the Royal Hostelers as well as the college itself. So thank you very much. Sorry for being late.
Just a quick one. I would like to know how often should we meet? Like, this is the forum. Like, what are your suggestions quickly before we close? How often?
Initially,
Once in 2 months? What else? Once a month? Once a quarter? What do you all suggest? Once in 2 months is good? Yeah, I think it's a good space because like we need to organize as well and everybody is busy as well. So yeah, that's what I wanted to know. That would be the start for the next sessions. Thank you so much. Really.
I think the time has come to wind up the session. So I think thank you very much, Rocco, for inviting me as to moderate this session. Okay, before that, who is the youngest participant here from the latest batch? Both are two, right? Your same batch? Even any younger than them? Anybody? Okay. May I ask the president to encourage them? Yes, please. Yeah. Come on.